Okay, what's going on, LBHT crew B? What is going on?
Well, better late than never, right?
Man, you know what? I've been hitting this live button for the last like 2 or 3 minutes, and
Yeah, StreamYard's having some issues.
Streamer's just like, look, I know what you guys are gonna do. They're like, I know what you're gonna do. You're here to spit that hot fire. It's a little too hot. Let's just calm down for a minute. Let's calm down. Let's get ourselves together, and then we'll let you come on air. That's what's going on. Man, shout out to everybody, man. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. You guys already know, man, we coming with it tonight, man. Yeah, Darius is here earlier. He said it's Purple Patrol providing the security tonight, Jose and Brodny. Look, they're lurking around here somewhere, man. They're lurking around.
I saw there's a new Twitter account that's the Purple Patrol. They're always watching.
Who's running that account? Is that Garnett? Who runs the Purple Patrol account, man? Show yourselves. What's up, Andre Mears? Thanks for coming through. We got Ravens Online Gatekeepers. Shout out to you.
Yes.
He says, what's good, man? Thanks for coming through. Make sure you give him a subscribe as well.
Yes.
Let's see here. Just Aloe. What's up, Just Aloe? Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Just?
Dandy, stay ready. She stay ready. Yeah, she's letting us know it was time. I know. Shout out to Kimberly Harmon. Always coming through here. You got our guy Jalen. What's up, Jalen? You've been active in the Discord recently, man.
Yes.
Shout out to you. And we got our guy Mikey from OTR Mike. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. We got D Weezy in the house. What's up, D Weezy? All right, Black Daniels. Yes. Marquita. What's up, Marquita? Thanks for coming over. It says, hey, what's up, everybody? What's up with you, Marquita? All right. And Suge says, hey, question for you guys. Want your voice heard? Send in a Streamlabs. It's actually, that's not the one. I got to put up the stream elements. That's my fault, Suge. I got to add the stream elements to the chat. Give me 1 second and I'll put it on there. But look, we're gonna do a Black History fact because that's how we like to start every show. All right, he's gonna read you a Black History fact. We're gonna get right into it, man. Tyreek Hill to Miami. Ravens doing not a whole lot. Panthers scouting quarterback hands. All right.
He had to put it like that, but all right.
So let's get to this Black History fact. And B has a Black History fact for you.
Yeah. So, oops, didn't. There it is. Okay. So we are a couple days away. Saturday is March 25th. That is the anniversary of the arrest of the Scottsboro Boys. If you don't know what that is or what that refers to, that was a group of 9 African-American males who in 1931 were, I don't like this word, but hoboing, which I guess is the thing where, people would, ride the trains to get wherever. So there were a lot of black people, a lot of white people riding the trains. And a group of white teenagers decided that it was going to be a whites only train. And they tried to throw all the black people off the train. They were, hitting with the rocks and trying to push them off the train and everything. Didn't work. All of the white teenagers got embarrassed. They got off the train. They ran to the cops and they said, hey, we got assaulted by this group of black guys. What happened as well was a couple of white women got off the train and went to the police as well and said they were raped by these 9 men. Again, the ages 13 to 20, so not all men, mostly children. The police came and rounded them up. They were arrested in Point Rock. Is it Arkansas or Alabama?
Is that Arkansas? I think it's Arkansas.
I believe it's no, Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama. And they all went on trial. And this kind of highlighted the lack of equality in the justice system, right? They didn't get great representation. The juries were all white. They were essentially kind of lynched, or attempted. The people tried to lynch them prior to the trials. They were all found guilty, except for one 13-year-old boy, because he was too young. They were mostly sentenced to death. But they did appeal with the help of the NAACP and a communist organization at the time. They appealed the verdict. They were able to get the trial moved. But it kept kind of, they were always all white juries. It was always, not great representation. They kept on kind of being found guilty, essentially. Even later on, when one of the women came clean and said that she had lied and none of them had touched either of them, they were still found guilty after that. Now, eventually, they were released. All but two of the men went to prison, but eventually by 1946, they had all been released, or a couple of them had escaped. And,
Right.
After years, after decades, they were kind of, that was expunged from their records. There's a museum that's opened up in Point Rock now, and a memorial dedicated to them. But it's just a story that kind of highlights what life was like for Black people. They were just riding a train, right? Not bothering anybody, just trying to get where they're going. And now they are American history just because they were Black.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's all too similar to what goes on today, because the justice system is a very racist system, right? And it's not set up for for equality for everybody, and all it takes is the word of the right people, and the odds are stacked against us.
Yeah. But if you want to learn more about it, you can Google the Scottsboro Boys. You can find out what happened to each one of them individually. Like I said, one of them had escaped from prison in 1946 and was on the run. He actually was found in 1976 in Brooklyn, but he was obviously pardoned at that point.
Right.
But the last of them actually passed away in 1989. So again, the other part of this, this is not ancient history, right? Like this is happening now.
Like 1989, like we were kids. Like we were alive. That's wild. That is wild. But I do have one more Black history fact, because on this day, in 1982, a champion was born.
Oh, good God.
Yes, today is OTR Mike's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Man. Shout out to you, Mikey. Yes, you joined the 40 club. Shout out to you, Mikey.
We want to give Mike a happy birthday present. Every one of you, hit the Off the Record podcast YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button.
Yes. Great content. They stream every Thursday night. Okay, we got a donation. But yeah, go over there and check them out. And shout out to Suge, man. You make sure you subscribe to Suge as well. He says, I want it all, so I got to wake up and ball. And thanks to y'all, I got plaques on the wall. Mac 10 laced with the know-how to paper chase. That is his Mac 10 quote of the week. If you don't know where that comes from,
it comes from nothing.
That comes from Suge's mom, who says Brodny looks like Mac 10. Okay, that is a direct quote from Suge's mom.
Not Mac 10.
Mac 10. Yes. All right, couple comments here.
What's up, Nitro?
Nitro's got a podcast coming out here pretty soon as well. Make sure you be on the lookout for that. We'll be plugging your stuff. Don't you worry about that, Nitro. You can find them in the spaces on Twitter every day, boy. Spitting that hot fire.
Yes.
All right. We got our man Eric L. What's up? He says, "What's up, big timers? I know all is most excellent. It is now that you're here, my friend. Thank you for coming through." We got Keenan Ricketts in the house. Says Ravens way too quiet and complacent. Whole AFC evolving except us. Oh, we gonna get right into that. And shout out to Matt Thomas coming through. Says, "What's up, guys? Brodny, I'm glad the Panthers avoided Mayfield, and I'm also glad the Browns aren't the worst team in the AFC North. Looking at you, Steelers.
Woo! You, Matt. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, man.
You might be looking at the Ravens. We're being honest here. Yeah. We'll see. I would not sleep on the Steelers. I would not sleep on them. All right. So look, for the breaking news, right? Kind of shocking. And shout out to Zeke Okage. I always gotta give Zeke Okage a shout out when I see him, man. I love that name. I love that anime, right? I love Naruto. Every time I see him being here, man, I'm like, that's a dope name. Tyreek Hill to the we got a donation from Twan. Shout out to you, Twan. Twan says Lamar's going home. LOL. Miami, love the show.
Thank you, Twan.
Listen. You think this time next year, if Lamar does not get a deal done, says I don't want to resign, that there will not be. Miami would give up everything because they didn't give up everything for Tyreek Hill. That's the thing, right? It seemed like they gave up a lot. They gave up a first round, second round?
First, second, 2 fourths, and a sixth.
Okay.
Now, listen, it's a good amount for sure, right? I mean, that's a good haul for a wide receiver. But the Jets, whose offer the Chiefs also accepted, they let Tyreek pick which team he wanted to go to. But the Jets, they didn't even include a first round pick in their offer. So, we're sitting here. We log on Twitter in the morning and you see, oh yeah, maybe another blockbuster trade. I'm like, yeah, all right, Ian, whatever.
Right.
But what, an hour and a half later, Tyreek is a Dolphin. And we're sitting here and we're just like, how is it that Baltimore couldn't get involved in that? How they couldn't give up those picks? Like, and I know what Ravens fans are going to say. Oh, well, it's the contract, right? Because he got a new contract that's worth up to $30 million a year. That's the 4 years, 120. The new money, I believe, was like about 23, 24 a year. So listen, you just got to adjust to the cost of doing business in 2022 in the NFL. That's just what it is. It costs more money than Ravens fans want to believe. It costs more money than Eric DeCosta wants to believe. You can't sit here and try and pay players like it's 1998 and expect you're going to be still competitive every year. You got the Browns. No offense, Matt. The Browns, Cleveland is out here paying out $230 million guaranteed to Deshaun Watson, and they catapulted past Baltimore.
So before we get too far down that road, B, because that's going to be the next segment. We're going to spend some time talking about that and talking about some, the defenders out there. But I do want to focus a little bit on what Miami has now, like, because they are stacking up, and
yes,
they didn't just get Tyreek Hill, like they also signed the left tackle from Teron Armstead, which is, that's a huge move.
And they signed Cedric Wilson.
Yeah.
They signed Chase Edmonds. They signed Raheem Mostert. So they franchise tagged Mike Gesicki. So they're coming to win.
Yeah. So that team was already back-to-back winning seasons, right? They didn't make the playoffs, but they still had a 9-8 record this year, I believe. And they are supporting their young quarterback. And it's funny because it's a quarterback that didn't even show all the faith in, right? They wanted Deshaun Watson as well. And then at some point they decided, you know what? He's going to be our guy. We'll go all in on him.
Well, maybe not if you hear Teddy Bridgewater tell it. Teddy, they asked him if he was told that he would be the backup, and he said, "I'll just keep that. I'll keep that internal." So, whichever one.
Look, they set themselves up for success for either quarterback.
Yeah,
right. Like they're trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Look, Miami is stacking up. You have the Raiders who just traded for Devontae Adams. They're stacking up. Everybody in the AFC West is stacking up, right? Who's going to win the AFC West and who's going to come in last? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
They might be separated by a game.
And Kansas City, a team that just gave up Tyreek Hill and everybody is writing them off. Don't write them off.
Man, I know you said you didn't want to talk about the Ravens just yet, but I saw a lot of people kind of celebrating, talking about, oh, now we have a better wide receiver room than Kansas City. No, you don't.
What?
And listen, like it's debatable whether you do right now. Okay, yeah, because Juju. I know a lot of people don't like Juju. Juju's a very good receiver.
He's more proven than anybody we have.
Yeah, they've got Juju. They've got Mecole Hardman. Now, not the best wide receiver room, right? And they lost Byron Pringle. They lost DeMarcus Robinson. So there's that. We did get another donation from Hendo. Thank you very much.
Says this show is going to ease my pain of today's news. Thank you, Hendo.
So yeah, it's not as good as it was. It's not as deep as it was, but they're not done. The offseason isn't over. You think that the Chiefs, of all teams, are going to sit there and just say, "Oh well, we lost Tyreek. It is what it is."
But on that note, B, I just read before we came on air that the Chiefs are one of multiple teams that inquired about DK Metcalf. So take that as you will, and they can absolutely draft a wide receiver in this year's draft, and there are a lot of good wide receivers in this year's draft.
Yeah. So yeah,
in fact, they might get.
DK.
I expect them to get 2 wide receivers to replace Tyreek Hill.
They're talking about DK. They're talking about Marquez Valdez Scantling. Obviously, they have a lot of options in the draft. So even if you want to celebrate that right now, you better get on board with bringing in more wide receiver talent, because come September, it's not going to be the same.
It sure isn't, man. A couple other things from around the NFL, and then we'll get into the talk, man. We'll talk about it. That's why everybody's here. I see the comments, man. They going wild.
Carolina.
Yes. All right, yes. Carolina is scouting QBs.
Being creepy weirdos at the pro days.
Listen. I uploaded this, man. Like, what are we doing, guys? What is that? What is that?
He's showing off that double jointed thumb.
Man, listen. So I'll let B tell it, but Matt Rule has a hand fetish. Okay. A hand and arm length fetish, man. Like, what is this guy's deal?
Yeah, so like they passed up on Rashawn Slater last year because his arms weren't long enough to play left tackle in the NFL. Like, as if they didn't need guards. Anyway.
I want that to sink in for a minute. Rashawn Slater, who's already playing at a high level at left tackle, dominated Chase Young in college and dominated Chase Young last year. Dominated him. They were like, nah, arms too short. Don't want them.
Yeah. Just slightly, by the way. So, yeah, they passed on him. They went with a corner, passed on quarterback and left tackle there. And now with Malik Willis. Now, I don't want to say that Kenny Pickett can't play. I'm not saying that. He's not my favorite prospect in this class. I like Malik Willis, but I'm not saying that Kenny Pickett can't play. But you know, he's got the small hands, right? Now, and this is the thing, you know, they have that hand size for quarterbacks. They want it to be above, I believe it's 10 1/4 or something like that. And his are well below that. And he fumbled, I think it's 23 times in college. And that's kind of the logic. If you have small hands, you can't hold on to the ball, you're going to fumble the ball a lot. Yeah. It's nonsense, right? Like, I mean, you've watched him play. He can handle the ball, he can throw the ball. He's not any more likely to drop it than anybody else, right? But Matt Rule not trying to hear that. All right, Matt and Scott, and they went up to him and they were like, "Hey, man, let me see your hands." And they're checking him out. And they're giving him the ball, like, "Yeah, let me see that grip. Let me see how you grip it." And it's weird and it's uncomfortable. And the look on Kenny Pickett's face was like, "Please get away from me."
Yeah. All right, let me read Suge's donation. He's throwing him and Matt going at it in the comment. I'll bring it back up. He says, "When the hell did you start letting doo Browns fans in here? Matt Thomas, don't come in here talking about the Steelers." Also, shout out to all the Ravens Spaces for being so welcoming to a Steelers fan. Been fun listening to all of you. I thought I saw you in the Spaces earlier, Suge. And were you speaking in there? I think you were up there as a speaker. Okay, let me find out. But yeah, it is weird, man. Like, so what is a hand size going to determine whether or not you get him? Because here's the thing.
It's if they let Matt Rule make the decision, I believe it is.
But here's the thing. He'll never cop to it, right? But if Kenny Pickett is available, you don't get Kenny Pickett, and he turns out to be good. That picture, this picture right here, is the one that people are going to be talking about. If you do draft Kenny Pickett over Malik Willis, that's the other quarterback that you guys were scouting. If you draft him over Malik Willis, and Malik Willis is better, if Kenny Pickett turns out to be bad, this picture right here is what people are going to be looking at, right? Because Matt Rule should not be your he should not have this final say. He should not be your ultimate scout. He is a coach. Yeah. Right, like he should not be involved in scouting and in deciding who should be running your team or who should be playing for your team. He should just be coaching.
I want to answer Shaheen real quick here. How in the hell did Carolina get Bradley Bozeman for $2 million? Because he's not as good as Ravens fans think he is.
Well, see. Well, when he wanted more money, Ravens fans realized he wasn't that good. When he was only going to come for a little bit of money, then they thought he was great. That's the Ravens mentality. And we'll get to that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll read a couple of comments here. Darius says, "Be happy they don't want Baker in Carolina." Well, let Baker tell it. He didn't want them.
Absolute nerve of Baker Mayfield to think he can turn down anybody. The Colts just said, "You have to pay us to take this bum," and you think that you can tell anybody in the NFL that you don't want them?
He said, "No, I don't want to play for you. Jeez. You know what? I don't like Bojangles." Okay,
like he's every all that great. He's every bit of Johnny Manziel, just not likable. Like it's awful. The whole thing is awful with Baker. From him running from police and getting speared to him doing his incredibly forced and choreographed dances. Trying to endear himself to the Black community. I woke up feeling dangerous, and then you never played well again. It's all of it's bad.
Yeah. Man, shout out to the chat, man. We're gonna read a couple. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna read a couple of comments here. Let's see. Danny says, even if the contract was $5 million a year from the reports, the Ravens wouldn't spend it anyway. Yeah, she's talking about Tyreek, but I mean it applies to it applies to everybody, right? Yeah. It applies to everybody that we've been talking to. Like, we just don't like to pay. All right, yeah. Sweepy Bands, what's up, Sweepy Bands? Says Bishadi said we never sign anybody with domestic violence issues after the Ray Rice situation. Yeah, listen, don't ever take to heart what any of these owners say. They're liars.
They are liars. After the Greg Hardy incident in Carolina, after he beat up his then girlfriend, Jerry Richardson was at domestic violence rallies crying, like tears in his eyes, about how upset he was and how they would never he would never allow stuff like that in Carolina again. And people bought it. People ate it up, and then it came out that he was harassing women at work.
Yeah,
like in his office.
All right, so we're gonna kick it off here, but shout out to Garnett West, man. He says the Ravens enter this week 13th in AFC in 2022 payroll, haven't gone cash over cap since 2016. Yep, I read that tweet earlier. 7 AFC teams already there this year. Yeah, because what a lot of Ravens fans don't want to hear is that they're fine with being second tier. I said it on the show before, and I'll say it again. Wait, hold on. B, do you see that?
See what?
Is that a bird? Is that a plane? Oh no. It's the super fans, B. It's the super fans. The Ravens super fans are here to save the day. Oh no. No, the super fans are here. Oh, quick, B, hide. The super fans are they're hitting our timelines. They're hitting the chats. They're here to defend EDC. They're here to defend John Harbaugh. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, super fans. That's how they were. That's how they've been all week.
You're laughing, but man, they are out there and they are watching you. Right? They are not trying to hear. It's always we talked about it before. It's always one of my favorite moments for Ron Rivera in Carolina when somebody tried to ask him an uncomfortable question. He was like, That's what they are on Twitter all day. Every day.
I posted one tweet. I thought it was the most benign tweet. There was no hashtags in there. I was just tweeting what I was thinking. And I just said, man, it just seems like a lot of players have been turning down Ravens contracts. I wonder what that's about. Yeah. Right. And there's a little sarcasm there because I know what it's about. It's about the Ravens being cheap. Mm-hmm. And man, that got over 200 likes. And a bunch of comments. They were trying to ratio it. They were trying to. They couldn't keep up with the likes though. Shout out to everybody that liked the tweet. But man, people were angry. Yes. And I mean, why are you so mad? right? If you don't care about the players, because I mean, we're talking about a special teamer who has a chance to be a starter elsewhere. No big deal. You're talking about Bradley Bozeman. All of a sudden, you don't like Bradley Bozeman, but you loved him when you thought he was going to come for cheap. Zadarius Smith,
Right.
who Zadarius Smith, who they loved it when he was only going to get $8 million a year.
Man, listen, I mean, you want to talk like it's funny because no matter what is going on, Ravens flock on Twitter is insufferable, right? Like when Zadarius signed, I mean, they won free agency, they won the offseason. And now when he left, because another team is paying him $6 million more per year, then it's he can't play anyway.
Right. Yeah. Boy. Yes. I saw you, Nitro, man. I heard your plea to the organization, man, for sure. And I be hearing you in these spaces, man. Like, yeah.
Right here. Good. Why can't you say this? Good for Zadarius. If you really like Zadarius Smith as a player, you were really happy about him being a Raven and everything. You'd be happy that he went and got his money.
I'm gonna spare this guy on Twitter. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but I tweeted out. It wasn't like we weren't involved in it, but like I had tweeted out after the Zadarius Smith deal. I said, I'm waiting for what the gatekeeper's response is going to be. I'm waiting for them to say it's a bad deal, and I put a little countdown ticker. And like clockwork, this person tweeted out, well, he didn't say it was a bad deal. He thought he was taking less. He thought Zadarius Smith was taking less, and he was getting ready to stomp on Zadarius Smith. He was like, he took a less deal, with the Vikings. I hope it was worth it. Until he realized that no, he got a whole lot more money. And he immediately deleted. Yeah. But like clockwork, now all of a sudden it was, he wasn't worth, he's not worth it at that price. Well, then my thing is, if he's not worth it at 12 million, 14 million a year, then why did you want him?
Yeah.
Because $8 million is what you would pay an average edge rusher, like a guy that you're expecting to get 6 or 7 sacks, right? And that's
like a Mario Addison when he left Carolina.
Yeah. But why do you want to spend the money on that? Like, we have other things that we can be putting our money towards. So why do you want to get just an average player? You didn't want to get an average player. You want to get a good player for cheap.
I see our guy saying, not today, Jake, not today. But yes, today. Don't worry. We still got Prochet.
But that's what people were arguing, right? Like, I mean, here's what's getting me mad. Oh, let me pull up the let me change the banner here. Let me change the banner. Yeah. Yes, Ravens continue to do the minimum, right? And that's exactly what they're doing. They might end up with some good players when it's all said and done, but it wasn't planned that way. It wasn't a calculated move. It's just them waiting to see who didn't get signed, who's willing to take a lesser deal, and hopefully things fall into place. That's just, that's not winning. That will get them. They're good enough to put a team together that'll make them competitive, but not winning anything. If they win anything, it's by luck, right? Yeah. That's not a good strategy, and that's not a strategy that I'm okay with. In 2022, right? If you look at it, both of our Super Bowls, our teams weren't that good. I mean, we had a historically great defense, but the team wasn't that good,
right?
And that last Super Bowl that we won, we were 4th and 27 conversion away from not making the playoffs.
And Joe Flacco losing his mind in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And just playing unbelievably well.
Yeah. So, we can't, that's not a winning strategy, guys. We got to do better than that. We got to do a whole lot better than that.
I'm just, every single time we bring up, hey, why don't you go get a receiver, like a top end player in the NFL or a top prospect in the draft? Why don't you go and get them and get a player like that for Lamar? It's we got Prochet. Oh, well, we got Tylan Wallace. Oh, we got Duvernay. Or I hear, y'all don't believe in Bateman. Y'all don't believe in Hollywood. Oh, you're gonna stunt their growth, and oh, what's gonna happen to Rashad if he only gets 60 targets? And then I look around the NFL, and you see Las Vegas bringing in Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
They've got young receivers on the team. They got Hunter Renfrow. They got Bryan Edwards. They've already got a top tight end in Darren Waller.
Yeah.
You look at Miami. They just franchised Mike Gesicki. They just drafted Jalen Waddle. They have Devontae Parker. They just signed Cedric Wilson, and they bring in Tyreek Hill. And I'm just like, why is it that the Ravens fan base is the only ones who thinks that you can't have multiple receivers, but will argue with you? Like, they will go to the mat and tell you why it makes sense to pay a fullback more than your starting center. Your starting center is playing in Carolina right now, and you don't have one because you had to bring Pat Ricard back because he called John Harbaugh and said, "Hey, man, call your boss and make this happen for me." And John did it. He didn't. Why didn't you do that for Bradley Bozeman? Why aren't you doing that for J.C. Treader? Why aren't you doing this for anybody who will possibly help your superstar quarterback take you where you want to go? Pat Ricard ain't taking you nowhere. Well, I don't care how many people he pancakes on those little power runs. He's not taking you deep in the playoffs. Like, what are you doing?
Listen, Haas on the beat has it right here. Brainwashed. That's what it is. It's brainwashed because not only do these super fans, and I'm gonna break down the term super fan in a minute. Look, we call them different things: Purple Patrol, gatekeepers, right? But super fan is like they're all the same. But I'm gonna break down the different levels of this nonsense here in a minute. But these guys and gals, man, like they have been trained to think a very particular way. Not just defense B. It's not just, hey, we want to get it done on defense. We want to get it done on defense for cheap. So like they don't want. They say they want a great defense. They'll reference Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and all that stuff. That's how it's always been done. But those were elite players, and these people never want to get the elite players because, well, we gotta pay them. We don't want to pay them.
Yeah, you know what they want to do? They want to sign good players like Marcus Williams and then call them elite. He's not elite. He was not the best safety available. Tyrann Mathieu was the best safety available. Every one of you knows that. That's why every one of you was talking about let's sign Tyrann Mathieu.
I ain't seen one didn't happen. I didn't see one Photoshop of Marcus Williams. This going into free agency.
Not one person asking for Marcus Williams. Yeah, none of y'all. Because you knew who the best safety was until Marcus took your offer, and now he's elite. Now he's the best. Again, Ravens fans, stop acting like you have the best. I mean, I hate to say like to parrot some of the other fans of the division because I've seen other AFC North fans. I saw one tweet like, "Oh, eighth AFC North space, great. Now we have to hear Ravens fans talk about how every one of their players is top 5." And it's true.
It's true.
Like, stop it. Why is it? Go look at your free agent list. Why doesn't anybody want to sign them?
I heard somebody say that hey, Hollywood is one of 23 wide receivers that cracked 1,000 yards. I promise you I can find about 8 to 10 more wide receivers that didn't hit 1,000 yards that are better than him.
Hey, you know what? I got a number for you too. Tyreek Hill is one of 4 receivers since 1970 to have 6 touchdowns in his first, I believe it was 6 years or something like that.
And shout out to Haas on the beat for subscribing, man. Shout out to you, man. Salute. Appreciate you. I know you follow us on Twitter, man. Thank you for coming through. I should also mention, I failed to mention this at the beginning of the stream. I need to start remembering. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you're watching us over there, I see some people over there on Twitch, man, go ahead and hit that follow. And if you're new here, hit that like button and also subscribe. I'm not sure how far we are from 1,000, but we're close. We're close. And maybe we'll have some little surprise for you, some goodies for you or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, Sugar's over there. Sugar's everywhere, man. Sugar's everywhere. And Sugar is also on Twitch. Suge Knight 1323. All right, he streams a lot more over there than we do.
Yes.
So and thank you, Suge, man. Suge is such a big supporter of us, man. The LBHT crew is they're very supportive, man, and it's a fun community and it's a tight community. And if you want to be a part of that community, you go over to patreon.com/LBHT Show, man. If you got a little as $3 a month, it's well worth the price of admission. Just the Discord alone is it's something else. All right. Okay, we're gonna talk more about this, but our guest is here. All right, it is time for you gambling degenerates to get your pen and papers ready. Don't worry, guys. Look, you guys got a lot to get off your chest. We gonna get it off your chest, but it's time to make some money. And D Weezy is here to help you make money. It is lunch money bets, ladies and gentlemen. D Weezy, what is going on?
What is going on, fellas?
How we doing, man? How we doing?
I'm doing good right now. Coming off of another good week, like you told the fellas and the people out there before. When it came to the NBA, man, I've been fired all season long, and last week was proof of that. 4-1. The only thing that didn't cash was the Steph Curry 3-point prop, and that ironically was the game that he got hurt in and hasn't been seen since. So I mean, for that to be the one loss on the record, I live with that all day long.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what we got this week? What we got?
All right. So digging into it, I believe one of these. I just want to double check. Yes, the Hornets already tipped off, but going into that game, I like them on the spread minus the 8.5. This might be a slight jab at Ferris, but Hornets will be better than the Knicks, so the Hornets will be better than the Knicks and cover the number tonight. One Jose might like. I do like Brooklyn against Memphis. It's on the road. Brooklyn was -1 on the spread. I decided to go that. Typically, I might like a money line, but I don't know. Just they're not really giving good odds. It was just easy play. But it's that road game, so you do have that Kyrie factor,
right.
Which road games might not matter here in the next future because in New York, y'all think basketball is something, but baseball runs all. They said baseball coming back. These players that ain't vaccinated can't go play ball. Oh, no, we got to change this. So you're welcome. All right, so going into my next game, got the Sacramento Kings and the Indiana Pacers going on. I like the total here, over 233.5. Both these teams had that trade early in the season. Basically damn near flip-flop their roster. So I think there's, might be some feelings that get worked out tonight. Both sides playing hard. Ain't neither team worth anything on defense. It's already a high total. I still like the over there. And then my last game on the night, Philadelphia 76ers versus the Lakers. I like the over in this game on the total of 226. It's another game where, I think you're going to get more out of the 76ers than most people might expect. And LeBron's going to come in and give points. And, like I said, it's a little bit of
a actually, LeBron's not playing tonight. They just said a little while ago.
Here's a live action account of why, you need to be on top of things when it comes to the NBA and basically rosters and lineups for that night because of the way that there can be a late scratch and, it can really change things.
He's out tonight with Sick of Y'all.
So there's that. Now there's different ways you can come back and approach that. So what we got going on with Ron this week?
Degenerate Ron says you got me last week on the under, but Degenerates bounce back.
Do they?
Going heavy on Jose's Nets -1 over Memphis. D Weezy, what are your thoughts?
Well, I already beat you to it because I'm on it. And I've been fired with the NBA. Had a little hiccup the other night, but we bounced back and we come back stronger. And that's basically what this NBA season's been. If y'all been in the Discord, y'all have seen it. When you think I'm starting to cool off, but it's just coming back hotter.
There you go.
Even to the point where I'm telling you, we looking for, this might be that night, that heat check, then come back another 4-1, 5-2 type of night. Like.
All right, and look. I'm trying to find Suge's comment here. Suge was complaining about the draft, right? He said it ain't fun. It ain't fun with this damn draft. What round are we on? I'm not sure. I think we're around like 13 or 14 right now. Listen. I can admit some mistakes were made here. Okay,
it's still fun.
Look. Some mistakes were made. We're talking about our dynasty draft, right? For our dynasty league, for our patrons.
Yes.
Listen. The mistake was we thought you guys would be grown We're grown adults and make your picks responsibly, and you haven't done so. This draft is going on what, 4 days?
It's a week. No, it's a week tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's a week. Yeah, we started last
night.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
This is we lost the owner. We almost lost another owner. Like, I mean, our bad for thinking you guys were responsible. My fault. All right, but we're getting through it. We're pushing through. It's a learning experience for everybody. All right, and we're still having fun with it. We're still having fun.
And our guy Engraven wants you to know he likes that hat.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, D Weezy, man. Thanks for coming through. You can find him in our Discord. We'll tell you about that more in a second here. And he's got some stuff on the horizon here. You keep a lookout for D Weezy. He's playing some big things for you guys. So, all right, man. Thanks for coming through. We're gonna see you on the Overtime Show.
All right, everybody, take care out there.
All right. So, you want more of that? He's got his own channel on the Discord, Lunch Money Bets. All right, for as little as $3 a month, you can go ahead and sign up. And shout out to Anonymous. Anonymous says, looks like Mr. Jackson is going to a new place in 24. We're gonna talk about that in a second, man. Yeah. It's not looking good.
It certainly doesn't. And look, that's not a thing that anybody wants. Nobody wants Lamar Jackson to leave. But if they're gonna go the treat you like Cam route, then he needs to get out.
Yeah. And I won't be mad one bit. I'll be happy. In fact, I'll be happy. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. We got 2 tiers, a $3 tier and a $10 tier. Real quick, please tell them after I read this what they get for that tier. And OTR Mike says, thanks for the B-Day love, fellas. Man, thank you, Mikey. And happy birthday to you.
If you weren't here at the beginning of the show, today is Mikey's birthday.
That's right.
Head over to the Off the Record podcast on YouTube and hit that subscribe button.
There you go. Now the 2 tiers.
So we have the $3 tier, which gets you into our NFL Pick'em League. That we give away a custom LBHT trophy at the end of every season. We have the $10 tier, which gets you into the Fantasy Football League. Right now, we're running a Dynasty League. We give away a custom championship belt there. We're going to be opening up another league, a redraft league, closer to the season. Yeah. And we'll have a prize for the winner there as well. The $10 tier also lets you request specific content, articles or videos or anything like that on whatever topic you would like. Both tiers will get you entrance into our Discord channel and the Overtime Show, as well as any pop-up streams that we do on the weekends.
All right. And also this nice shiny coin. Oh, look at that. I love when my camera gets it just right. Yes. And your eyes did not deceive you. One side is gold, one side is silver. All right. Yep. And shout out to OTR Mike with another donation. Says, and remember, kids, the best nation is a donation. That's right. Indeed. And 2 ways to donate. Right below $, LBHT Show. That's our Cash App. Also, that pinned link in the chat. That's what we use as our super chat. That is not going away. We are never bringing super chats here. That is your super chat. That's how you get a hold of us. That's how you get that nice animation right next to my face. All right.
Like that.
Just like that. Boom. Just like that. And shout out to Hendo says, join the Discord for the best time every day. Indeed. Yeah. So that's how you do it. You leave a donation, leave your comment, and you'll get that animation right there on screen. All right, guys. All right. We're back. Okay. Where are these teams getting money from, man?
The same place that Baltimore gets their money. They all get the exact same amount of money. Baltimore just don't like to use theirs.
So a couple of things. I just, speaking of, talking about, look, do I got ducked down here? Do I got to make sure are the super fans, are they still flying around? Are the super fans still flying around? All right. I think it's safe here. Now, never let anybody tell you. I don't care how smart they sound on Twitter. I don't care how they try to use these terminologies and throw these numbers at you. Never let anybody tell you that we don't have the money or that is going to bite us down the road, right? When you talk about these voidable contracts and they say, oh, you got to pay that off later, or, it'll catch up to you. It will never catch up. They're essentially, our guy, Couch Rider Raven says putting things on credit, right? Yeah, you're putting things on credit, but it's 0% interest, and there's no date to pay it off by, right? That the interest never goes up to 1%. It's always at 0%, because voidable years, yeah, you push them up, you push into later years, and yes, you know, when the player isn't on your team, you're still paying off that contract, but the salary cap goes up.
Yeah,
and everybody understands it at this point that next year and following next year in particular, it's supposed to explode, and teams are operating as if it's going to explode. They're not guessing. The owners know exactly. It's their money. It's their contracts. They know exactly what the cap is going to be like. We don't know the number. They know it.
NFL teams are telling you that these contracts are no big deal by giving out these contracts. The NFL does not want to pay people, but the NFL has given out contracts to Aaron Rodgers for $60 million a year, and what's his name, Max Crosby, $25 million a year, Tyreek Hill, $30 million a year, Devontae Adams, $28 million a year. These are numbers that are way beyond anything you've ever seen before for those positions.
Yeah,
they know that they have the money.
Right.
They know that this is not going to come back and bite them. And by the way, you know, the Rams have lost several players this offseason, right? They lost several guys in free agency. They traded off Robert Woods. They know they're getting ready to sign Bobby Wagner, maybe, you know, the guy that the Ravens wanted.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that was the one guy that a lot of Ravens fans, a lot of those defenders are out there holding out hope for. Like, if we get Bobby Wagner, it'll all be worth it.
Right.
We just got to hold out for Bobby Wagner so we can say, see, EDC did it again, guys. He did it again.
Yes. but again, so yeah, the question is, even if they didn't get Bobby Wagner, right? Let's say, man, all that dead money piled up and they just can't afford him. You think the defending Super Bowl champions give a single damn that they're not going to compete this year? Of course not. But that's not the reality, right? The reality is, yeah, they lost a few guys. Sure. They had to trade off Robert Woods, but they signed Allen Robinson. You know, they lose a couple guys on defense, but they're looking to sign Bobby Wagner. And they're going to be competing again because, like you said, there is no end date on the NFL. There is no stopping point where, like, you hit the wall and you have to pay. New Orleans was over $75 million over the cap. Now they have way more cap room than Baltimore.
First of all, let me give a shout out to Bob in the building. Thanks for coming through. So it's funny thing about these two guys. I used to watch them before I got into Twitter, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. And shout out to anybody that's new in here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like our content, go ahead and hit that like button. Look, they've been doing this. I keep referencing it, since the Jarius Bird days. Most of you guys weren't even watching football when Jarius Bird was a star, right?
Not a potential drug traffic. Well, no, that was the other guy.
No.
Jarius, not Jarius.
Yeah. That's Chung. That's Patrick Chung. That's Patrick Chung.
He
got off on that, by the way. Okay, he's not guilty.
Shout out to Patrick Chung.
Shout out to Patrick Chung. Man.
You can't keep a duck down, but he was the number one free agent in the NFL. Thank you, Bob.
Shout out to Bob, man. Says, always enjoyed your takes since I started last season, man. Thank you so much. This is what
we're talking about. Matt with who? Jarius Bird. And I believe it was, I want to say it was 2012. I believe it was 2012.
Yeah.
Was the number one free agent. And everybody looked at New Orleans just like they do today.
I was certain we were going to get him. We were going to get him.
Don't have to worry about the Saints because the Saints ain't got no money. And then the next day, they handed Jarius Bird the biggest contract in NFL history for a safety. And nobody understood how.
It was so he played for Buffalo up to 2013. And he made 3 Pro Bowls. 2014 is when he signed with the Saints. Okay. 2014.
So, but the problem is, you know, nobody else understood how they did that, right? Everybody was just dumbfounded that where did they get this money? But the 30 other teams in the NFL figured it out, and the Ravens have not. Right. That's what we're running into here. And now, you know, a couple of years ago, Baltimore was 14-2. They're riding high. They got the unanimous MVP. You know, he was 23 years old at that point, and you're like, man, the future is bright. There is no limit. there is no window. They're just here. And now, fast forward a couple of years, Baltimore is arguably the worst team in that division.
Now, Garnett is right. Bird was a dog. He was a beast until he signed that deal with the Saints, and he was kind of a letdown. And I remember because people wrote about it, saying how he's gonna ruin the cap and all this stuff, and it just never happened. They never fell off. It just didn't matter whether they gave him the deal and didn't work out at all.
I want to shout out to Engraven and congratulations here. He says they need to start letting you do more maneuvering in Madden. I always do clear cap penalties. Congratulations for identifying yourself as an old man gamer. That's our other channel. That's how we do you put that game on easy and you go win. All right, you don't get no medals for beating it on hard mode. Don't nobody care.
No.
You clear those cap penalties.
You're a grown man. You have to prove yourself to anybody. Okay, you play a game how you want to play
it. Stop playing Madden now.
Yeah. But more teams are willing to do. And it's funny because it's a copycat league. You would have thought more teams would have been doing what the Saints are doing, but they're also conservative, with stuff like that. But now that they know what money is coming on the horizon, they're more willing to do these voidable contracts and just it looks like they're being reckless. They're not being reckless with the money, right? The money, there's no worries about them being in any danger. And also, and here's the other thing too. We have 7 teams that are that mess around with it, that manipulate their cap in the AFC alone, right? So I mean, there's a lot of teams. That are doing this. Now, let's say something happens and the cap just doesn't go up like they thought it would. What happens? What happens what will happen if, man, you know what? That money didn't come through like we planned, and now we got all these teams that are in cap hell. What would happen to the league?
I'll tell you, it'll be one of two things, right? We've got the NBA option where they said, all right, y'all were mad irresponsible. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, every single team in the league, you get one amnesty exemption, essentially, and you can just wipe one contract off.
It'll be the engraving option. It'll be the engraving option.
So you can do that, or you have the NHL option, where they just weren't making enough money and their owners were handing out contracts they couldn't afford. And so they went to every player and they said, I know you signed a contract for $10 million a year. You make $5 million now. Or
there's another option. You know what? We don't like how this cap thing is working out. Yeah. Let's get rid of it. All in favor? Aye. It's gone. The owners run the league. Yes. If they want to get rid of the cap right now, it takes a 10-minute phone call for everybody to vote on it. They only need 20 votes and it's gone. Just that simple. The same way we got this 17th game out of nowhere, it took a simple Zoom meeting and we had a 17th game. That's how fast the cap can go away. The cap is not a real thing. It is just an idea. It's just something that they agreed upon. The minute it doesn't work in their favor, it is out of here. It's only here in place to control player salary. That's
this is the absolute truth. If they ever turn the cap off, the Ravens are done. You know why? Because that whole we scout and draft better than other people is the biggest myth in the NFL.
Nigel says, y'all think I'm joking. If Lamar leaves, then I will have 2 NFL teams. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. It's not looking good. But look, I'll say this, and I've said this to be off the air as well. There's something going on in the front office. Something just feels off this offseason. They've been extremely quiet. They've only spoken when they had to, right? The firing Wink seemed to come out of nowhere. Bringing in Harbaugh's friend of the family. That's typical, but they said that they're going to extend John Harbaugh. It hasn't happened, right? They Harbaugh even gave a lukewarm endorsement of Greg Roman. I expect him to be here and I'm excited, but he didn't say, hey, no, he's coming back. He's our guy. He just kind of I expect him to be here. Maybe he's here, maybe he's not.
Right.
You don't hear about any extension for Greg Roman. I believe he's in his last year as well, because him and Wink got their extensions at the same time. And I know Wink was in his last year. So, yeah, Harbaugh's assistant got fired, like Engraven pointed out.
Forced out of his position is how they put it. It does seem like there is some sort of internal struggle that they're not
Get
trying
Cash retired,
you know. They're not trying to let it out. It seems like someone in there, I don't know who, but someone in there may be trying to modernize the Ravens, and they are resisting. I don't know. But I hope that person wins.
Yeah. And then everything with Lamar, like, you know, just he's not talking to them about the contract. And like I said, if what Jason Lockenford said about it, where they try to offer him $34 million, I wouldn't pick up the phone for them again either.
No,
I mean,
of course not.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek Hill is almost making that much money. So it just seems like there's too much going on behind the scenes. I don't think they're on the same page at all. And that's when Bashai needs to step in and say, look, man, I gotta start letting some people go. Right. I gotta maintain some order here. And it needs to start with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
If we're being real about it, Harbaugh he's not bringing in the right player or the right coaches. If I gave EDC the benefit of the doubt and say he's doing a good job drafting, which I don't think he is, but if he was, then you got the wrong coach to get the most out of these players because they're just not showing it.
Yeah. So just to go back to our anonymous donor who's asking about Lamar Jackson possibly playing somewhere else in 2024. Yeah, I mean, the way the Baltimore is moving right now obviously the offseason's not over. There are still players out there they can get. There's still the draft is still coming. But just the fact that you're in this adversarial mode with your star quarterback, like where he's not picking up the phone, he's not returning your calls. Like that's not just normal negotiations. Like you should be going back and forth working out a deal, but he said, no, that was disrespectful. I'm not talking to you anymore, essentially. Right.
Right.
Now, if your immediate response to that was not coming back with what he was asking for, I'm not sure where you're going to go from there. Like, because you're trying to lowball him. He's clearly not going for that. So what is the other option? And if you are not coming back immediately with the terms that he's asking for, which again, like we said, is going up every day. You're paying more every day that you wait. Perhaps he is really just thinking about going the Kirk Cousins route and saying, I'm just not going to sign a deal with you. I'll play on the fifth-year option. I'll play on the franchise tag. I'll play on the franchise tag again. And then I'll be the most valuable free agent in the history of football at that point.
Yeah.
And Baltimore, you can get your third-round comp pick because I know that's what you like.
Yeah. I still feel like ultimately Lamar's going to sign the extension. I think I do think Harbaugh's going to be out. They're saying that they're going to extend him. It hasn't happened yet. What I'm thinking is happening is that they're giving him the lame duck extension, right? We're going to add 2 more years. Right? We're going to give you 2 more years, not a real commitment, or even 3 years, but it's one of those things where, we gave you the extension, but we could fire you anytime type of thing. It's just we don't want you being a lame duck coach on paper. And Harbaugh probably isn't feeling it. And that might be what's holding things up. And shout out to Anonymous with another donation. When will this domino effect in Baltimore start?
I think it's this year, or following this season. If they go out on the field, I think they're right now giving Harbaugh, that old saying, enough rope to hang himself, right? You can keep Giro. We can still continue running this nonsense high school offense. No, I'm not going to trade for Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to really go all out on the O-line. I'm going to continue saving money. Maybe I get a nose tackle at 14 in the draft and just kind of setting them up for failure. And then when they go out there and they win 7 or 8 games and they are 4th in the division, not even the Purple Patrol will get mad when they fire John Harbaugh at that point.
Nope. So Nitro brings up a point here. He says, Florida has no state tax, and he is from Miami, and now they have weapons galore. Yes, but like B said,
they also have quarterbacks. Nitro, stop trying to push Teddy and Tua out the league.
Yeah, but like B said, a lot can happen even this offseason. A lot can happen throughout the year and next offseason because we haven't throughout this year. They can exercise the franchise tag, so it's not immediate that they can get rid of them. A lot can happen, and as bad as it sounds right now, we are not that far off, right? That I think that's why me and B go so hard at them because they're not that far off from being that team, and they're just not doing the things necessary. Had we been the ones that got in Tyreek Hill, game changer.
Or Devontae Adams,
or Devontae Adams,
or even Juju, anybody.
Yeah, anybody. But this is just going to show that it doesn't take much, right? A little bit more action on their part, and it can happen. But if Harbaugh is out next year, or even EDC, there's a new regime, things can change quickly, and it could be next thing you know, Lamar signed to the biggest deal in NFL history, and we go out and get some more weapons, and things are just rolling, right?
Yeah, it's like, I saw somebody kind of responded to one of our tweets talking about, why are you acting like it doesn't take time to build? Like you didn't just watch the Cincinnati Bengals go from the number 1 overall pick to the Super Bowl in 2 years. Yeah. It absolutely does not take time to build if you do the right things. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that at all. And there's always some luck involved. But no, it does not take time to build. Not at all.
So while I was asking Nitro, why you screaming through text?
Nitro ain't hearing him. That's why, Bob. You ain't hearing him.
So there's a lot of people that were angry with us on Twitter. I don't care. Cry about it, right? But I want to ask them, if we didn't have Lamar under contract right now and the ability to franchise him twice, and we just had to pitch this team to him, what's your pitch? What are we selling? Like what teams had to do with Deshaun Watson just now.
Also this.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say, right? That's what I was gonna say. Like, if you had to pitch to Lamar Jackson why he should sign with the Ravens, are you gonna say that? Hey, it takes time to build a team. Hey, look, man, money doesn't grow on trees. Look, defense wins championships. Is that what you're gonna tell a star quarterback who's trying to consider where he's gonna play? Is that your pitch?
And again, not only that, but why, I asked why the Ravens are the only ones who didn't learn how to manipulate the salary cap. Why are they also the only ones who don't know about the rookie quarterback cheat code, essentially, right? You have the star quarterback on a very team-friendly deal because they don't make anywhere near what they're worth on rookie deals, right?
Yeah.
Thank you to Anonymous. Asking or saying he's tired of the Ravens misusing Mr. Jackson. Yeah,
indeed.
We all are. We all are. But you look over in LA and you got Jared Goff when he was there. They stacked up the roster around him. Right now, you look at the Chargers with Justin Herbert. They already had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams there, but they just brought back Mike Williams on a $20 million per year deal. Right? They just went out and signed him a new starting tight end. Last season, they drafted Rashawn Slater, but they also went out and they signed Brian Bulaga to play right tackle, and they signed Corey Linsley to be their center. This year, they went out and they got really
good linemen, yo.
Yeah, this year they went out and they got Khalil Mack. They went out and they signed J.C. Jackson because they're not paying Justin Herbert anywhere near what he's worth. Right? Now you look over in Miami, Tua's on that rookie deal. They went out, they got Tyreek Hill, they signed Cedric Wilson. They're bringing in guys through the draft and free agency to stack up the roster around him while they're not paying him anything so you can compete. They're doing the same thing in Cincinnati. They just went out and they did a Chiefs-style overhaul of their offensive line. They brought in 3 new starters, and we're not even to the draft yet, right? And also, by the way, just when we're talking about stunting the growth of wide receivers, Tyler Boyd was there and he went over 1,000 yards a couple times, and they brought in 2 wide receivers to play over him. He's still doing fine.
Yeah,
he's all right. Tyler's okay, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's still getting his.
But now, after 4 years, the Ravens are saying, "Hey, it's been 4 years of we don't need this guy. We don't need that guy. We need to build up the defense. We need to sustain the run game, right?" And now, after 4 years, or when it's clear that didn't work, that defense and running is not the way to win in the NFL, even though everybody's been telling you that for 4 years, you had to do it. You had to see for yourself. You saw.
You found out.
You found out. Now Lamar Jackson's cap hit is going up into the 20s this year, and Now it's, well, we can't afford to pay anybody. We can't afford to get this wide receiver. We can't afford to bring in the top O-line. So what exactly is it that we're going to do with Lamar here? Are we just going to sell tickets and jerseys, or are we going to try and win some games?
Yeah, because while they can't afford anything and they're not willing to manipulate the money, they're spending a lot of money on luxury needs. That's not even needs, luxury positions. You didn't need Marcus Williams, right?
No.
You have Brandon Stevens, who you drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're being real, Deshaun Elliott hasn't signed yet. He probably could have come back on a cheaper deal.
Yeah.
Right. Anthony Avery he took a 1-year deal. Did he go to the Chargers as well?
To the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. I mean, we could have brought him back. We don't need to go in and get another corner.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need to bring back Zadarius Smith. We got Oweh. We got Oweh, guys.
Listen, y'all are gonna hate me because I am never gonna let y'all forget y'all were in here every single week telling us that Oweh was a superstar. Oh, it doesn't matter that he didn't get any sacks in college. Listen, look at his athletic profile. Garnett. He's Julius Peppers.
Never. I object. Garnett, okay, he was referencing what somebody else said. Okay, I got you, Garnett. I got you. Listen, over here at LBHT Show, we are going to will Oweh into a great player. Okay, we're not going to let you fantasize about any other edge rusher. Oweh is ours. We got him in the first round. Y'all loved him. Hey, you remember that 4.340 he ran? You remember that, right?
Remember when he forced that fumble against the Chiefs?
Yeah, week 2.
Oh man. That was the best Wednesday. Right?
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Y'all legit told me he was a superstar at that point. Superstar in the NFL. You don't even know that Michael Parsons exists.
I was told he had the potential to be a generational talent.
Generational. Not even the best edge rusher from the first round of his own class, but generational.
So I mean, look, and we got Tyus Bowser on the other side. We're good at edge rusher. Why do you
want to stunt Dalen Hayes' growth?
You know how good we are at edge rusher? We let 3 good ones walk right out the door.
Mm-hmm.
We let Judon, Yannick, and Zadarius Smith. They said, no, we don't need y'all. We don't need y'all.
Lowball Zadarius. I don't care if you take it.
Yeah, so
you can get gone. We don't need you.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Why are you trying to spend money on that? Right? Like they're trying hard to fix the pass rush. That's beyond me. Why are they so focused on getting the pass rush?
But who doesn't do that to Carson Wentz though?
Yeah, there you go. Just like Carson Wentz. Like there you go, man. There you go. So stop trying to spend your money on edge rusher. I want to bring up Darius's comment here. He says Weddle told Marcus to come to Baltimore. So why no offensive players do the same for the offense? Man, who on offense? Who does Rashad Bateman know in the NFL? You know what I'm saying? Like who does Prochet know? Right? Like who do our players know in the NFL that say, hey, come play here? Right? Hollywood and Andrews, like maybe like some of their old friends from college.
Willie Snead gonna tell somebody, yeah, man, that's the place to go if you need a job.
I mean, they don't know anybody. Who's J.K. Dobbins know in the league?
I wish that I had uploaded this, but I'm gonna read it to you anyway. Jalen put this in our Discord. It's a picture of Greg Roman, and the caption is November 28th, 2021, Baltimore versus Cleveland. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 on Cleveland's 43-yard line. Shotgun. Baltimore rushed to the left guard for 4 yards. Greg Roman was in his bag. That's why nobody comes to Baltimore to play offense.
Because you got a fullback lining up in a slot. Right.
Nobody needs Patrick Ricard. No offense. I mean, no, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that anymore because I saw his tweets. Offense to Patrick Ricard. Nobody needs Patrick Ricard. Nobody needs to pay him $3 or $4 million a year. Nobody needs him out there running routes. Nobody needs him. Nobody even needs him blocking. He doesn't need to be in the NFL for anything, except Baltimore thinks that that's still a thing.
Yeah, listen, man. Like, there's so much going on, but like I said, even for the Ravens, things seem a little off.
Defensive back. Yeah. Do I need to tell y'all again that Prochet is worthless?
I need to apologize to Prochet, man, because we do not hate James Prochet. Like it seems like we do, but it's the frequency in which you guys bring up Prochet on this. Yo, OTR Mike said it a while back, man. He said, man, I hope Prochet realizes how much Baltimore loves him, man. Like there would never be another city that loves Prochet the way that Baltimore loves Prochet. I don't understand it.
Y'all don't love Prochet. He's a prop. He's like when a black person gets hired by Fox News. That's all he is. He's a prop. He's something that y'all can bludgeon the rest of us with to say, oh, we don't need any wide receivers. Get James on the field, even though there's nothing keeping James off the field.
If you want to see how full of it some of these fans are when it comes to the offense, next time somebody says, "Hey, why aren't you willing to give Prochet a chance?" Well, why do you want to get another wide receiver? We got Bateman. Just flip it. Or you just take the same question that they asked, take out Prochet, take out Bateman, and just put defensive players in there. Yeah. Put Dalen Hayes.
Like I said, why are you bringing in Zadarius Smith or drafting an edge rusher at 14 and stunting Dalen Hayes' growth?
Yeah. Why
are you taking snaps away from Owe?
Why are you taking snaps away from Brandon Stevens? I honestly thought he did fine at safety. I don't understand. Yeah. Like that's why I was like, why we need safety? Like you drafted your safety in the 3rd round. Like, why do we need a safety? I understand you want to upgrade, but why do we need a safety? So you can easily ask that. So who was it that went to Detroit? Chris Board?
Yes.
So that's the tweet that got us attacked by the super fans over here. Where are they? Are they flying around? Are the super fans flying around? That was the one right there. That's the tweet that got these guys on our tails. Okay. He wanted the opportunity. Like he was going to get an opportunity here. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there not a vacancy or opening for a starting middle linebacker spot? Because I was told we were trying to get Bobby Wagner, right? So what was Bobby Wagner going to do? Play special teams, or was he going to be a starter? So obviously Bobby Wagner's not coming anymore. He's looking at the Rams, and he goes to take that visit in LA. That's a wrap, right? You want to talk about stacking up a defense? Sheesh. That's what they're doing, and they did it on offense too. They did everything. So why couldn't Chris Board get an opportunity? Because clearly, I don't know when they're finally gonna, fans are gonna finally ring the bell on this one. But Malik Harrison isn't working out. All right.
I rang that bell for you before the draft. But also the other thing is LA's a really nice place when you have money, right? Yeah. Everybody loves LA. Y'all got to stop trying to counter recruit with crab cakes. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your crab cakes, man.
Crab cakes in cold weather.
And oh no, don't go down that street.
just Pratt. Don't turn left. Just stay on Pratt. Don't turn left.
Why did
don't tell left where? Anywhere.
An active member of the Ravens get mugged in Baltimore. Y'all need to stop, man. Y'all need to stop.
No, it's not confirmed yet. King wants to know if it's confirmed. He's supposed to be talking to them.
He's visiting. He's not signed yet, but he's there visiting.
Yeah. But the point is, you had Josh Bynes getting a lot of playing time, right? That could have easily been Chris Board, right? Like they're just looking for solid tacklers there. That's really what you're looking for at that position. So wasn't going to get an opportunity. It wasn't about the opportunity. It's about the money. Even if they told him, hey, look, what did he get? $2 million to go to Detroit? They said, listen, man, we're going to give you $5 million. Right. We'll give you $5 million. We'll give you more rotation at linebacker. And, you're a guy at special teams, because we love special teams here, right? Don't we love special teams? That's important too. If you offer him $5 million, you think he cares whether he starts to play special teams? Right. I don't think he cares.
No,
I don't think he cares. And if he really believes in himself, like, no, I'm a starter in this league, you definitely want to give him a shot, right? You definitely want to give him a shot, because we don't want to pay anybody for production. These are the guys that you have to invest in if you're not trying to spend money. The guys that are confident they can step up, they're looking for an opportunity. You want to get those guys on the cheap before they blow up, right? And we're just not doing that anymore.
Malik Harrison got the doghouse treatment. Malik Harrison got the you can't play treatment, and then he got shot. So, I mean,
yeah.
Listen,
third round pick, man. That's a high pick to just say, hey, we need to go and get somebody off the street. You know,
I didn't
Brandon
see anybody
Stevens,
also saying, man, why do we sign Kevin Zeitler? We got all these guards drafted in the 3rd and 4th. Don't sign Zeitler. Let our guys play.
Oh my God.
I didn't hear that from anybody.
Guys, listen, do not let the EDC defenders, the gatekeepers, the Purple Patrol, the super fans. You know, we'll fire up bonus time. We're a little over. I want to spend a little time with this, right? There are levels to this. Right? Ravens gatekeepers. You hear us call them that all the time. Gatekeepers. And, you know, Garnett calls them Purple Patrol, right? The super fans. I say super fans mockingly because there's no such thing as a super fan. No. There is no such thing as a super fan. You are just a regular ass fan. All right. But people feel like, no, like I am a super fan. I have to go out there and defend the team. Right. So there are levels to this. JP says, rest assured, Pat Ricard is catching passes in the flat as we talk. Working on that 3-yard out, baby.
I will say the one thing, like, if anybody's going to earn their money in Baltimore, it's going to be Pat Ricard. Yeah. But you just shouldn't have paid him.
So the levels, there are levels of gatekeepers. You got the top level. Those are the ones that get paid by the team. The Ryan Minks of the world, right? The ones that are employed, the ones that are, you know, they're part of the social media team. That's their job. That's the job to
giving you that Lamar's not really worth it propaganda.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at them. They get paid to do that. That's just what they do. Then
ignore them.
Then just I wouldn't say below them. Right next to them are the former employees. You know, like Sarah Ellison, Kadri Ishmael. Oh, and you got the journalists, you know, your Jez Rabics, your Jameson Hemsley, whatever, where they're not necessarily spreading the propaganda, but they have to be careful with what they say. They have a relationship with the team.
They have to maintain the access. Again, it's fine. No problem.
Just
ignore them. Just if they start going too far, just ignore them.
At this level, I don't have an issue. These are professionals that are just doing their jobs, right? The level below that is where, you know, it starts to get a little, that's where you got some influencers, you get some, you know, sometimes it's content creators, sometimes it's some popular Twitter accounts that want to get to that level, right? That want to get to that level, and they start mimicking some of their speak. Right, they start, they start talking like Jeff. They quote Jez Rabick a lot. They be in Jez Rabick's mentions a lot, like, I love you so much, Jeff. Oh, you're so great. You're doing God's work. I love you, Jeff. I love you. Right? They're real careful about what they say, and even that is fine. Like, some people like to be respectful.
Don't even leave that man alone. Lockenford is doing a great job.
You know what? I don't think he does care about access. I think he's at the point in his career. Lockenford isn't new to this. I think he's at the point where he's just like, man, I'm going to say what I want to say, right? But you get that level. They're trying to get up there, right? So they're trying to do things a certain way. Then you got the level right below them where you got those aspiring influencers, right? People that are kind of like on our level. Like, we're still minuscule. We are. I mean, we're like, right, almost a blip. You got people like us that they're trying to get there, but they know they got ways to go, so they gotta go hard, right? Like, they got to put in the work. They're young, they're hungry, so it's man.
They're the type of people who tell you everybody got the same 24 hours.
Every day is a hype day.
Rise, grind, and hit start space.
Yeah. Like, they going at it, man. They are searching Twitter for all the hashtag Ravens flock. They looking to see what people are talking about. They looking to see who's disrespecting the team so they can hop in your mentions and tell you L take, oh, you're a hot take. That's an L take. Ha, 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 ha. And then they start adding people. Am I right, guys? Am I right, Jeff? L take, right? These guys over here, right? They're doing anything to get some attention their way, right? And I okay, fine. Hey, whatever. You I expect you to hustle. And then the bottom rung is the worst, right? They are the scourge of the earth, right? Because it's the ones that have 2 followers, 2 subscribers. They've been on YouTube for 2 weeks. They've been on Twitter for like a month, and they feel like they can just jump the line, right? They want all the glory that all these people that have been grinding for years and years get, and they think they can just jump the line, and they just go out there and they just say anything that comes out their mouth, and they just sound dumb. And we don't even like to block anybody, man. But every now and then we just gotta make an example out of them. Like you're not even close to being those guys, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna make fun of you real quick, and then we're gonna send you on your way because nobody's ever gonna hear what you have to say. Put in the work. Stop skipping the line. But these are the levels of gatekeepers that you got to go through, and I'm just helping you recognize which one you're dealing with. All right, all of them are annoying, all of them, but don't let them ruin your day. Okay, you speak for yourself. Don't be afraid to say what's on your mind. Don't let them tell you that you're wrong, because there's no such thing as a super fan. They're just regular fans, and they're no more of an expert than you are.
And especially don't let them ruin your day, because if you ascend past, if you get past all those levels of gatekeepers, EDC still ain't going to do what you say. He ain't drafting a wide receiver at 14 because we told him to. It don't matter.
And shout out to Keelan. He says, let me bring this back up. He says, Ravens Purple Patrol fans are just a smaller representation of what's wrong with the citizens here. They value and bootlick for corporations while trashing laborers. Yes, these corporations see fans and players both as dollar signs, but they're brainwashed. Man, that was great.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Keelan. That was great. That was awesome. That was awesome. And that's exactly it. And that's why we always make fun of people saying, hey, listen, man, like especially the bottom rung gatekeepers that don't understand, like, you're never going to get rewarded for this, right? These super fans that think they're going to get something, that they think Harbaugh is going to come to their house one day and just give them a hug and say, listen, man, I couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah.
Right. Like all the slander that I see on Twitter and those lunch break hot take guys, man, like they're spreading this defense stuff. And I just, I'm glad that you're here to have my back.
You put in the work on the East Street so I could put in the work on the field. That's not how it's going to go.
Shout out to Anonymous. Anonymous says Ravens don't seem to care for Mr. Jackson's future. It doesn't seem that way right now. But like I said, it doesn't seem that way, but it also seems like something fishy is going on behind the scenes. I want to see what all plays out before I fully go in on them. It doesn't look good, I can tell you that, but it does seem like something is off, and I want to see how everything plays out and give them a chance, because they do have time. Like they are running out of time, but they do have time because they have this year and they have the opportunity to franchise them if they want to. So there's time to work it out, but it's not looking good.
And it says we have 67 people watching. Does that mean there's 67 likes? It should.
Oh,
thank you, Garnet.
Thank you.
So we'll start up bonus time with this. MDT Sports as Jose and Brodny. Is EDC the worst GM on earth?
No,
not the worst. Listen, Carolina had a literal sports writer as their GM for a long time, and then they fired him because he did a terrible job, and then they brought him back again. So it can get worse. It can get worse.
Yeah. Like I'm still I'm criticizing EDC hard because I feel like EDC can do better. But I do want to mention a lot of this stuff. Like a lot of stuff is on EDC because he's the GM now. He's fully in it. But the method in which they go about free agency and draft, that didn't start with him. That started with Ozzie. Yeah. And Ozzie made a lot of mistakes on his way out too. Now he finished with a bang because he got us Lamar Jackson. Right, but he did a lot of these things that we're seeing now. and Mark Andrews and Orlando Brown. No, he set us up for success on his way out. No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But up until that point, there were a lot of things Ozzie did wrong. A whole lot of things that he did wrong, and especially in free agency, right? And he's talked about it before, where he didn't think certain players would go for a certain amount of money. Like he's mentioned that a couple of times. Like, oh, we had this price set for them, and then he just went for more than what we thought he would go for. And D Weezy says, D Weezy make 24 hours work like I got the time stone. I see you.
If y'all don't know about Derek got 16 jobs.
Yeah. You ran into him before, I'm sure. But Ozzie would openly admit that he just miscalculated what players were going to make, and that's not acceptable. That's not okay. You're supposed to know what these guys are going to make, and if you feel like they can make more than what you're willing to pay them, you got to lock them down early. You got to get a deal done early before they hit the market, because that's what Ozzie would do a lot, is let the players hit the market and then let the market decide, and then say, okay, well, this is what we're offering you. If you don't beat that, come back. And then players are just beating that, right? And we don't have a plan B a lot of times.
But respect to Ozzie for realizing that and leaving.
Yeah. And shout out to Keelan. It says Ryan Mink, Garrett Ferguson, Spencer Sauce. Oh, he's naming names. Okay, I don't want to throw all these names out there. I don't want to throw all these names out there because one of them may or may not have kind of wormed his way out of potential beef with us. What was that one from Twan? Put that back up there, B.
I mean, I can't put it back up there.
Oh, okay.
If Lamar requested a trade, do you think the Ravens would give into him essentially? Yes. Yeah. What you're seeing is players have always had a lot of power, and now they realize it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'll omit the names from what Keelan put in here, but he named some people on Twitter, and I don't have a problem with a lot of these guys. I will say Matt Wise. I do have a problem with him. I don't like him. But the other four, besides Mink, are more shameful because the Ravens don't even employ them. They are riding the Ravens for free. There are a lot of people out there like that, and like I said, man, it's wanting to get close to the access. And right. You're right. It is for free because it's not for money. It's for access. It's to feel important, right? Hey, John Harbaugh knows who I am. That's the ultimate goal. John Harbaugh knows he knows me. He's seen my stuff, and it's awesome. Look, when you have players that know who you are, great feeling, right? Shout out to Alex, simply AS10. He works with some NFL players. Like they shout him out. They know who he is, but that's off of his hard work.
That's right.
He does great work, and
he makes the connections because he earns it.
Engraven was in here. Engraven's a grinder. Okay, he don't kiss up to anybody. He just works his ass off, and he's recognized for that. Mm-hmm. Put in the work, be yourself, and you will get recognized. You don't need to kiss up to any of these people, yo. Nah. They're just regular people. Like don't feel like they're better than you. They're not. All right. Are we ready?
All right. He's saying he likes Jeff. He keeps it neutral, and not saying that he doesn't. But what we're saying about Jeff and people who work close to the team but not for the team is that they can't go in on the team essentially. Like even if he felt like EDC was doing a terrible job, he can't say that. He has to be more diplomatic. I think Jeff does a fine job.
He does a fine job. But he's not neutral. He's not neutral. James Hemsley's not neutral, and I don't expect him to. So I want to be clear. That's why I say like that top rung, I don't have a problem with what they're doing because it's tied to their job. Yeah. Jess Ray was not neutral. He comes off as neutral sometimes, but he'll never criticize the team. Right? He will never say they made a mistake doing this or I don't agree with doing that. But there's a reason for that, and I understand that. I don't have a problem with it. Right. He just words it a certain way to where it doesn't seem like he's siding with them, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
We're talking about Alex. That's because Alex got skills, man.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He does.
Alex got a James Prochet highlight clip up. Now this is not on Alex. It's 2 minutes long, but he did all he could do with it, man.
A highlight clip or a career clip, whatever one you however you want to look at it. All right. So listen, we got an hour and a half. It is time to start up the overtime show. If you want to be a part of it, right below me, patreon.com/LBHT Show. If you have a little as $3 in your pocket, $3 a month, that's all it takes. All right. And if you want one of these bad boys right here, you want one of these. Yes, that's $10. Okay. Well worth the price of admission, man.
Yes.
We have a lot of fun. The bonus time, it's real laid back. We got our founding members that come up and hang out with us, and we talk about anything you want to talk about. And we'll be doing more draft stuff here pretty soon.
Mike Preston's just a hater, though.
Mike Preston is a hater. That's the one thing. Don't ever compare us to Mike Preston. We are not Mike Preston. we are not just out here hating. Mike Preston is a hater.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We are out of here, guys. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. B, are you ready?
Wait, hold up. What do you mean they sold out right now?
Who sold out?
I don't know.
Who sold out? Our coins? Our coins aren't sold out. We got coins. We got coins.
Boy, Bob, joining the squad. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, shout out to you, Bob. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Yes, and Suge says if you join the Discord, I got the bootleg links. Yes. Also, we do surprise streams. We do some pop-up streams here and there. Follow us on Twitch, because when we do the pop-up streams every now and then, it's for patrons only. But maybe there's a link on Twitch, or maybe if you follow Suge Knight 323 on Twitter, he might just give you the link for free. Either way, a hookup's a hookup. I respect the game. I respect the hustle, right? If you find a way to find one of our patron streams for free, so be it. Okay. All right. Now with that, we out of here. B.
We are not out of here yet.
B. We are not out of here yet. We're never leaving. What's going on?
One more catch up to read, and then we're out.
Shout out to Anonymous. That's the way to end it. I don't like how they bash Mr. Jackson. I don't like it either. No, I refuse. Look, there will be no Lamar Jackson slander. It's fine if you critique his play. There'll be no slander, right? That's not happening. No. Not in this show. Okay, now, Brodny, did
yes
you
and
Bozeman?
No. He's okay. He's an upgrade for Carolina. I think if they were going to bring him in, they should have done it for more than 1 year. It's really just a real short-term solution. Not mad at it though.
I'll say this. I want to see what else they do on the O-line. They look like they want to make some other moves. I think Bozeman
talks about a left tackle coming in.
I think Bozeman with a combination of other good linemen, is going to make it a good unit, and you'll end up keeping Bozeman. I think that's a good move.
Yeah, they already signed Austin Corbett to play right guard. Bozeman, I think they're looking at him for left guard. They're looking to bring in Dwayne Brown possibly at left tackle. So we'll see. We'll see there.
Almost like we're out here building an army. Ooh, right now we're a crew. Soon we'll be an army. Yes. That's right. Okay. Now, B is ready. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. We still got 60 people in here. Hit that like button on your way out. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Wish our man OTR Mike a very happy birthday. That is a close friend of ours, man. And man. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate an overtime show. So with that, y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time. Peace out.